Hello and welcome to our final week of MK422 Sales and Sales Management, week 7. Lisa Sturgeon here, and this week we're talking about professional feedback, the key to professional growth. I've always loved the analogy that feedback is like a gift. It's all in how we give and receive it. The situation that I think we've all been in is having something in our teeth and we're about to go into a meeting or an event or some situation, and somebody comes up to us and kindly, gently says, "You have something in your teeth." We might feel awkward and hate it in that moment, but we are super appreciative that they were kind enough to tell us that before we went into a situation where we had something in our teeth and nobody said anything. That's how I look at feedback, right? It allows us to build trust, and in that we develop stronger relationships. It drives growth both personally and professionally and allows us to strengthen communication. It's kind of like riding a bike. Once you've practiced professional feedback, it becomes second nature to you. It allows us to align performance with expectations. So if we see something happening, we can draw back to the expectation with that constructive feedback. And it encourages a culture of improvement. We're not just settling for the standard status quo. We're looking for opportunities to develop and grow both as an individual and as a company by being able to share that feedback. Now, how do we give professional feedback? We need to remember to be specific and objective. We're focusing on the behavior or the result, not a personal attack on someone. It needs to be timely. It needs to be shared while that feedback still matters, as opposed to weeks or months later when it feels like more of a personal attack, whether or not that's intended. It's no longer relevant. We need to offer solutions. So, and just instead of being like, I didn't like that, say, I think that, um, this was a little weak. We could, strengthen some things by doing X, Y, and Z. Or when you did this, I think it would be better if you did this, right? And being able to back that up with some reasons why is also really important. Making sure that we're using respectful language. Again, this is to encourage a change and development. It's not to discourage the person as an individual. We want to make sure that our tone is also caring and supportive. It's not belittling or dictative. Now, remember that feedback is a tool for progress. It allows us the opportunity to move people forward. And typically, those are people that we're working with or have a strong relationship with. And sometimes that can be a little bit awkward or difficult, but we need to make sure that it's done with a desire to support people. It's not just being done to criticize, there's an opportunity for growth there. It's received with the intent to improve. So even if someone might need to practice their feedback style, see if there's a way that you can take a nugget of information and say, okay, well, that wasn't the most tactful way of delivering that feedback, but I could receive it in this way and improve on this by doing this. I've always loved this Vince Lombardi quote as well. We praise in public and criticize in private. We want to make sure that we're not delivering negative feedback in a situation where that could be harmful or belittling to someone within a meeting setting, or you know, even when there's a coworker there. We want to be able to have that trust in our leadership and in our relationships that we are looking for that person's best interest in how they are doing that. We also want to make sure that we're praising in public. And again, if you watched my previous video, whatever that public is for them, making sure that we're not just criticizing people in public. That's not a path for success, both from a leadership perspective, but also for making sure that our employees are staying happy. So whenever possible, make sure that we are figuring out ways that we support our employees in ways that is comfortable for them, but also making sure that we're not criticizing our employees in public situations because that is just going to not drive the point that you want to home, and it's not going to set the employee up for success either.